Hey everyone, this is going to be my May TBR pile video, and I feel like last month when I did my April TBR, and it was the first time I did a TBR in a while, that actually ended up working pretty well for me. I didn't end up reading nearly everything on my list at all. I don't even think I read half of it. I read about three things, I think, maybe, or like 2.5 or something like that. I guess maybe like 3.5 technically, and one of them was definitely not on my list, but that still worked pretty well because I realized that I missed making a list for it, and I haven't been putting nearly as much pressure on myself as I used to when it came to TBR piles. Like, if I had a TBR pile and I didn't fulfill it, I used to get really panicky and feel guilty, and that was just silly. So at this point, I'm at a point where I'm okay making a TBR pile and not getting all the way through it, or, you know, having a list where I get through it in like 2 months instead of 1. So anyway, that it's okay. So I am excited to make this video. And a video that I just made was talking about my participation in the book buddy-a-thon that's coming up this coming Saturday. I hope I said that in the video, that it's the 6th through to next Saturday. And because I made a video talking about my participation in that, I'm not going to talk about any of the books that I'll be reading in this video, just to save time. So I'm probably going to talk about the books in sort of an order that I want to read them, and then I'll just skip over that whole week, and you guys can go watch that video, because I don't know, I think it's going to be really fun. I'm participating in it with Katie from Books and Things, and so yeah, all the challenges seem really fun and cool, so I hope you guys will go watch that, and I hope that you will participate if it sounds fun. Okay, so the books that are not in that list, one of them, and the most important right now, is Framley Parsonage by Anthony Trollope. This is the 4th book in the Chronicles of Barsetshire series. I almost said book. And I am about 378 pages into it, and it is about 647, so I'm a little over halfway through. I'm hoping to finish this tonight, but it kind of depends on my diligence, but I can sleep in tomorrow, so I might end up staying up late to finish this. So really enjoying this. I think Dr. Thorne is still a little bit higher than this one for me, but I'm still really loving it, and I'm really loving all the different plots that are in this one. Like, I know that there are different plots in all of them, but Dr. Thorne seemed very one plot central, and then all the other little plots kind of stemmed from that one. But this one really seems like there are 3 or 4 separate but also sort of connected plots going on, and I just really like it, and I love his writing, and I love all the old characters that we're seeing in this one. So yeah, I've been very much enjoying this, and I've been buddy reading this with Katie from Books and Things. So we've been buddy reading this together, and then we're getting ready to do the book buddy-a-thon together, and then we're also reading the 5th one in this series either at the end of this month or maybe the beginning of next month. So yeah, we do a lot of buddy reading together, but anyway, this one is awesome, and I think she's enjoying it just as much as I am, so that's great. And I just really love Anthony Trollope. I think he's definitely one of my favorite writers at this point. Okay, so after that one, I want to read tomorrow and Friday before the book buddy-a-thon starts. I want to try to get through Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling. This is the sixth Harry Potter book, and this will be, I guess for me that means it's my second to last in my reread, because I only have this one and 7 to go, and then after that I think I really want to read Harry a History by Melissa and Nellie, because I own it, and it's basically a non-fiction book about Harry Potter, and like I think it's like how this girl got into Harry Potter and all that. But anyway, I'm going off track here because this is the only one I'm reading this month. So yeah, really excited to read this, and I have the audiobook out from the library, which is another reason why I'm specifically reading it tomorrow and Friday, because I really want to be able to return the audiobook kind of promptly. So very excited for this one. And then okay, so then we have the Book Buddy-a-thon, and you know what, I guess I'll just show you guys the books real quick, but I won't talk about the challenges for them. Okay, so for that I'll be reading Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, Villette by Charlotte Bronte, and either Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman or American Gods by Neil Gaiman. I would prefer this one, but now I'm thinking it might be this one just because this one is so much shorter, and I do have 2 kind of bigger books in there, so anyway, we'll see. Whichever one of those I don't read, I will be reading outside of the readathon, excuse me. And then I have some priorities as far as finishing books that I've started in past months that I haven't yet, and those would be Dreamer's Pool by Juliet Marillier, Life, the Universe, and Everything by Douglas Adams, which is the 3rd book in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. Oh, and this one is the first one in the Blackthorn and Grimm series. And then Anne of Avonlea by Ellen Montgomery, which is the 2nd in her Anne of Green Gables series. I really need to finish the last 4 hours that I have of The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien, which is part 1 of Lord of the Rings. And then I have Beastly by Alex Flynn that I need to finish, which I'm only like 12 pages into this one. But I do have this awesome Beauty and the Beast bookmark from Barnes & Noble, and I'm now wishing that I grabbed like 10 of these. But anyway, excited to reread this one. And then, what else? I have some graphic novels and some littler books. I have Archie Volume 1 by Mark Waid and Fiona Staples, and also Annie Wu and Veronica Fish. And then Saga Volume 4 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. And then The Fairy Tales of Charles Perrault, I have no idea how you say that, even though I took French for 6 years, so I should know, but I would say Perrault, I don't know. Anyway, so this one. And then I may or may not read The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. It depends on if I have time, but this is really tiny, so I'm hoping I'll have time at some point. But yeah, hopefully. And then Silas Marner by George Eliot, which I have this out from the library on audiobook, so I would really like to get to this one. And then Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, because I've been meaning to get to this for so long, and it just kind of depends on if I feel like a mystery this month, but, and a classic mystery at that. But I really do want to get to this one, so I'm hoping this will happen. And then if this happens, then this can happen. which is The Happy Reader, and this is the very first issue. It was issued in winter of 2014, and I love the concept of this literary magazine. They take half of it and they interview a celebrity who is a huge book lover, and in this case they're interviewing Dan Stevens, who I mentioned in my Book Buddy-a-thon video that I really love him as an actor and a narrator, because I'm listening to his narration of Frankenstein for that. That's the other one I forgot to mention. I'm also listening to Frankenstein. That's on my list. But anyway, so the first half of this is an interview with Dan Stevens, and then the second half is, and I'm sure I've already told you guys this, like, every time this is on my TBR, but the second half is all articles and stuff about Woman in White, and, like, criticism and, or, like, literary criticism and recipes for bonbons, because one of the characters loves those and stuff like that, so really excited for this. And then I also have Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I just got the audiobook out of the library, and I really want to listen to the audiobook while I'm rereading this. So yes, hopefully this will happen. But if it doesn't, it's not too big a deal, but I'm pretty sure others have it on hold, so I can't renew it, so I'm really hoping that I can get to this. And I mean the audiobook, this is my copy. But yeah, I really want to reread this and then read Drums of Autumn and Voyager before season 3 comes out. And then last but certainly not least, and this is just such an ambitious pile, but I would love to read a little bit of Three Musketeers every day this month. I was going to do this in April, but then time just got away from me. But with my list for this month, I'd be surprised if I do this, but I'm really hoping that I do, especially because now I'm planning on participating in the War and Peace read-along that Ange from Beyond the Pages and Yamini from The Skeptical Reader are hosting, and that's going to be all of June and July. So if I'm reading War and Peace for those 2 months, I really don't want to be reading another huge book, huge translated work, like Three Musketeers. So anyway, those are all of the books that I will hopefully be reading. So let me know what you guys are reading. Let me know if you guys think this is crazy, and if you do think it's crazy, what books, which of this list do you think I should definitely get to in the month? And thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.